Salam, thank you so much for your beautiful dissertation. How you both?
Thank you, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago. Once again, welcoming all of you to the mid-morning japa session. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic japa. Let us move to our next part of the session, which is Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. But before we start today's session, may I know who all have joined the call this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, Sadhuris to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirti Dasa Dasa. Thank you, Mataji, for your services, and thank you so much for the very, very beautiful recitation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Kirtidas Sundari Devidas Mataji Danvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and beautiful, giving your beautiful association to us, Mataji, and all glories to your all classes, Mataji, all glories to your services. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Nitu Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association to us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, I just got a message from Achintya Gopesh Prabhu that he will be 5 minutes late. So maybe we can go a little slow with taking welcoming and all that. So he will join by 10:05. I mean 10:05 CST, 11:05 EST, 8:35 IST. Okay.
No problem, Mataji. Thank you for giving me the information. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasani Devi Dasi Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association. All glories to your classes, Mataji, all glories to your services all the time. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Mataji, should I read the Srila Prabhupada's quote for today?
Mataji, let him join.
Okay, sure.
Then I can start the recording.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
On your Shrimati Mataji, maybe I can start the recording. You can read the quote.
Dear Mataji.
Wait, and then we can pause if he doesn't join.
Sure. Prabhuji. So, welcome dear devotees to Bhakti Sambha mid-morning japa session. So today we start our session. Before that, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. Yeah, 13 August. Yes, as soon as you become strong, naturally there will be more enemies. That is natural. Vrindavan, August 13, 1974. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa group. Today, all the devotees, today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Achintya Gopesh Das Prabhuji on the topic of Sri Caitanya Mangala-Sutra Khanda 2, verses number 470 to 484. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving your very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic of Sri Chaitanya Mangal. I now hand over call to you. We are so eagerly waiting to hear the Mahaprabhu's Katha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mataji. It is always a pleasure and privilege to be part of this Sangha. So, very, very thankful to all the organizers. Today, we are going to discuss reading from Sri Chaitanya Mangal, second chapter, which is Grantaramba, from 470 to 484, correct? That's what the verses.
Yes.
So we'll begin with invocation prayers, and then we'll start. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरानन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। जयतां सुरतोर्पंगो मन्दमतेर्गतिः मत्सर्वस्व बादाम्बोजो राधा मदनो। Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. So to today's session on Chaitanya Mangal, and we are discussing the second chapter, Grantaramba, and we are going to discuss from text numbers 470 onwards. So I'll just share the screen. Okay, can somebody enable the screen share?
Sorry, Prabhu. To give you co-host. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Yes. This is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll read the verses, but this set of verses starts with a wonderful thing. Prana Gora Chanda Nare Haya. Gaurachanda is my life. So Narada Muni is proclaiming, just to set the context before we read the verses. You have been hearing on how Narada Muni saw the Kali Yuga, saw the symptoms of the earth, and he was very disturbed. He desired for them to be delivered. You saw how he saw the pastime when Rukmini Devi was speaking to Krishna, and the desire of Krishna to, and Rukmini Devi said that the love of Radharani is the highest, and how Krishna wanted to taste that nectar and distribute it to everybody. How Narada Muni got empowered And subsequently, he is coming down to all the different lokas, different places, and telling everybody that you please, the Lord himself is going to come, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is going to come, combined avatar, Krishna and Radharani, and he's going to distribute the greatest of mercy, the prema. So please, take birth on the earth and perform your pastimes to assist in the pastimes. So he's telling everybody. Am I audible? Is the video all right?
No, Prabhuji, it's something disturbance coming like in your speaker or something.
Yes, Prabhu, it's echoing a little bit.
There's echoing, right?
Yeah, not clear it was.
Hare Krishna, is it better now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Audible? Yeah. Okay. So Narad Muni is descending down to different lokas and conveying the message of the Lord and requesting everybody to the demigods to take a birth in the earthly planet and assist in the pastimes of the Lord. So that's what is happening. So we have seen that he is speaking in the previous verses. We have seen that he is speaking in Brahmaloka, and then he finally in 468 is saying, "Oh Brahma, please tell everyone in your assembly to take birth by their plenary portion samsha in the Kali Yuga." So after saying that, Narada Muni departs from there and he is descending, and those are the verses we are going to read now. Chalila Narada Muni Vinara Garjana Suni Lahu Lahu Shravana Mangala Gitanam Amiya Sinchalayena Jagajane Ramana Raghuvana Anande Chamakitanam. Narada Muni departed. He sounded his veena. The music was sweet and auspicious. It was like a shower of nectar on the hearts of the world's people. It was wonderful of bliss. It was a wonderful of bliss in these three worlds. Jaya Jaya Hari Bola Anandamaya Kalula Kalula Ghoshana Padila Tina Lokenam. Astra Parishada Sange Janmalahi Barange Goravatara Kali Yugenam. Plunged in bliss, Narada sang, Jaya Jaya Hari Bol. These words of his fell on the three worlds, accompanied by his weapons and associates. Lord Gora will happily take birth in the Kali Yuga. Echana Karuna Kara Deki Banayana Mora Ami Yasinchi Bakalevaranam Jaya Jaya Jagannatha Bhakta Janira Sata Nija Bhakti Kariba Pracharinam. Please be merciful to me. Please cast your glance on me. Please sprinkle your nectar words on my body. Jaya Jaya Jagannath. Accompanied by his devotees, the master of the universes will preach the glories of devotional service offered to him. Text 473. Kali Yuga Dani Dani Loka Praja Savadani Ava Ninadhiya Tara Majina Dani Mishra Purandara Bhavani Tayana Hara Janmatahiba Gora Rajenam. The people of Kali Yuga are fortunate. The people are all fortunate. The Supreme Lord will descend to the earth in the place called Nadia. Fortunate is Purandar Mishra, in whose home Lord Gaura Raja will take birth. So this section of 14-15 verses, there are three main topics. There are many things that Narada Muni reveals, but there are three parts to this. The first 3-4 verses till 472, we will see how Narada Muni is descending and what is his effect of Narada Muni's words on this material world. So he's descending from Brahmaloka and it is in the material world, and he will be singing. So the first part is the effect of Narad Muni's words. The second part, you will see that he is glorifying the Navdeep Dham, and he's Mayapur Dham, and he's also glorifying Purandara Mishra, Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on the glorious descent and birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the second part. And the third part, he will further descend near the earth, and he will see the symptoms of Kali Yuga and the effect of his words, and he will see that what is the effect that Gaurachandra's advent will have. So these three parts are there. So we'll first discuss the first part of these three verses, these 4 verses. First, Narada Muni says, Gaurachandra is my life. The very life of any pure devotee. What is the life of a pure devotee? In the sense, when I say, what is the prana? What is the prana? Means the life air, right? Or the life. What is life of a pure devotee? Okay, I'm just trying to open up with some discussion. What is really the life of a pure devotee? And if he doesn't have that, he will not be able to live. What is that? Anybody?
Soul, Prabhuji?
Yes?
Soul, Prabhuji?
Yeah, soul is the pure devotee himself. Fair. When I'm saying pure devotee is the soul. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Life is centered around Krishna.
Life
So
is centered
whatever
around
he does,
whatever is, please go on.
whatever he does, actions, words, thoughts, everything is detailed to the service of Krishna and for the
Yes.
pleasure of Krishna.
Absolutely, very correct. And Sindhu Rao was also, Mataji is also saying, the pleasure of the devotional service and the association of devotees, very heart of the pure Vaishnava. For a pure devotee, see, Jivara Sarupai Krishna Nityadas, and that connection between Krishna and Jiva is an eternal connection. It is connected by service. And as long as he has that devotional service, that is the very essence of life. Or in other words, like you have the fan or the bulb, as long as it is connected to the electricity, it is glowing. And if that electricity is not flowing through it, it will not glow. Similarly, the soul which is connected to Krishna, if he has the devotional service, he or she, the person is fully energized and is fully serving. We can see this in the life of many pure devotees. And here, Narada Muni has got a specific instruction from Krishna that please go, I am going to descend as Gaurachandra, and please go and spread the word and ask everybody to descend to serve in the pastime. That instruction, which is in his heart, which is the instruction of Krishna or the instruction of Guru, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Kariya. Then Chitta is the place where the soul touches the body. It is where the life force is there. That is the prana.
These are 80 years.
So that is the prana, and that is the life of the pure devotee. And as long as the person has that service fully enlivened, and here Narad Muni has that special service and he's amazingly enlivened, and that instruction and Gauranga Mahaprabhu or Krishna are non-different. And so the life in the heart of Narada Muni by which he is moving at this point in time is that instruction of Gaurachandra that please go and preach my glories and prepare everybody. He has just done that in Brahmaloka and he is descending and he is singing. Now he is full of love and he is singing Prana Gaurachanda Nareaya. So he's fully, his life is now the instruction of Gaurachandra or Gaurachanda himself. And there is nothing else in, and if that is not there, there is no life. Can you think of some devotees? Can you think of any of the devotees or pastimes where they've clearly said that this service is my life, and without that, I have no existence?
Madhavendra Puri, for him the
Madhavendra
service was to bring Chandan.
Yes, very nice. Very, very wonderful. Very wonderful. Yes. Any others?
Srila
Vasudev
Prabhupada
Datta.
also.
Sorry, I heard Vasudev Dutt. Yes. Where he said, can you elaborate? Yes, somebody else was saying.
Haridas Thakur for chanting.
Haridas Thakur chanting was his very life.
Srila Prabhupada to preach.
Srila Prabhupada, literally, when he was in his deathbed, he said, I want to preach. I want to go out to London. I want to preach like Arjuna. I want to die on the battlefield. Without that service, there is no other thing. Definitely.
All the Shat Goswamis, Prabhuji?
For them, the instruction of Gaurachandra of writing the pastime, reinstalling the temples, discovering the holy places was their life and soul. That is correct. And also, you will see this pastime of Anantacharya. I think Anantacharya, right? Specifically, what is now the Tirupati Balaji temple. On the orders of Sripad Ramanujacharya, he goes to the hill and Ramanujacharya says, please reinstate the deity worship of Lord Venkatachal. So he, along with his pregnant wife, they are plowing, they're taking the dirt away, putting all the stones into and it was a fully desolate hill, full forest with wild animals at that time, about 1,200 years back, 1,100 years back. And then he takes that entire stones basket, gives it to his wife, and his wife used to go and put it at a distance. They were trying to create a garden for the Lord so that flowers are there and they could string a garland and worship the Lord. The Lord couldn't bear it. He came as a small child and he came to Anantacharya and said, why, you are very old, why are you doing this service? I will do this service. And you sit down and I will let me do this. What did Anantacharya reply? He said, you are a young person, you can do whatever you want. But for me, this is the order of my Guru and the order of the Lord. And if I leave this service, there is no connection, there is no life, there is no connection with me and my Guru and Krishna. So this service is the life, is my life. It is the connection. Whatever happens, I cannot leave this service. So please don't take this service away from me. And he shooed him off. Then the Lord went to his wife and he spoke very sweetly, because the child said, please give me the basket, give the basket. So she said, no, Anantacharya, very strict, I will not give it. After going some distance, she used to give the basket and the Lord used to carry, put it and get her the basket. And she used to come back. And Anantacharya noticed that she's coming back faster and faster. Then he said, who is helping you? Then she said, this small child is very cute, so I gave. So he took the spade which he was pulling the dirt and he ran after the child and did pradakshina of the entire temple 3 times. The Lord is running and the child is running, he is running after. And the child entered the temple, he also ran in. It entered the sanctum sanctorum, the Garbhagriha. He threw the spade, it hit the child here, the door closed, and he then came hurriedly. Then after somebody opened the door, couldn't see the child. He only saw Lord Venkatachala and his chin here was broken and there was blood coming. So you applied full white, this entire, herbs and everything. He prepared medicine and he applied, and you can still see that when you see the Lord of Tirupati. There he clearly said that if I don't have this service is my life. The instruction of my Guru and Krishna is my life, and that is what enlivens the soul. And here we can see that is what is enlivening Narada Muni. And what is he doing? He is then, his heart is full of that particular darshan that he had. And that particular darshan and the sweet words of the Lord, and seeing the audarya of the Lord, that he is going to completely give this bhakti, which is rare, which is Radharani's is love, which Radharani has for him, that which is very rare, that is not obtainable by anybody, he is going to give it to everyone. And when he understood that he is going to not see patra dekhi, he is not going to see who is eligible, who is not eligible, and he's going to give to everyone, that overflowing of madhurya, the rasa of madhurya, that overflowing of madhurya, which is audarya, that began to raise in his heart, and that has this sweetness. The madhurya itself is sweetness, and that overflowing madhurya has a very specific sweetness, and that is Mangala for everybody. That is why it's called Caitanya Mangal. And that music that he was singing was sweet and auspicious. And that which comes from that heart of a pure devotee, which is embellished with the rasa, that is like a shower of nectar on the hearts of the world's people. Why? The hearts of the world's people are burning. They are burning because of material desire. Actually, the soul wants the prema, the love with Krishna, but they have come to this material world where that is covered by Maya. So they are hankering for that love, but they don't know what they are hankering for. They are desiring something. Oh, if I get some money, I will be happy. If I get something to eat, if I can get some house, get married, I'll be happy. Yeah, they have all these desires, and desires are not fulfilled. They are burning the heart. There is nothing in this material world that can satisfy that burning heart. Only thing that can satisfy is the love emanating from Krishna's heart, and that comes through his flute or comes through the words of his pure devotees, and that is what cools the burning of the hearts of the people, and thereby when they re-get the love that they had forgotten, it becomes bliss, because Krishna is full of what is that? Ananda. And when that Ananda raises, it becomes bliss. So, and who else says that? That these words and the stories narrated by pure devotees are the real things that quench the fire of this material world. What is the verse?
Prabhuji, it's in the Gopi Geet also.
Yes.
Avakathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam
Yeah.
kalmasapaham. Shavana mangalam srimadatitam bhuvi grinanti te bhuridhajanam.
Bhuvi grananti bhuritajana. Gopis are obviously talking about the fire of separation, but is very much applicable to the fire of material existence. And it is when the pure devotees come and shower their mercy by their sweet words, is when this fire is extinguished, as very well demonstrated by the follower of Narada Muni, Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the Western world, came to America, and when he showered his words, and then the entire hippies who were burning and everybody for that matter were burning, and their desires were not getting, they even left the homes, were running around in the streets, their hearts were pacified. So the effect of pure devotees' words, which is the first 4 verses, is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And that effect, what is that effect? You will see in the next verse. This is Jaya Jaya Haribola Anandamaya Kalola. Goshana Padila Iha Lokena. Now, Astra Parishada Sange Janma Lahiba Range Gora Avatara Kaliyugena. Plunged in bliss, Narada sang. Jaya Jaya Haribol. These words of his fell on the 3 worlds. What is written? It is not written that these 3 worlds, the words were heard by the 3 worlds. The words resounded in the 3 worlds. These words fell on the 3 worlds. Why is it written it fell on the 3 worlds? Any thoughts? This is the last verse will also conclude with this, a very important thing. It is said, see, what runs these three worlds? Of course, it is Maya running these three worlds, but what is Maya controlled by? When the Lord glances on the Mahatattva and this desire, according to his desire, the entire three worlds move. Maya adekshena prakriti suyacharachara. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya adekshena, by his order. And his order is the same thing that pure devotees work on. His orders are conveyed to pure devotees. And when the pure devotee speaks that order of Krishna, expresses that order of Krishna, what happens? This entire world with the three gunas, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, is working in certain way. But when the pure devotee's words, or in other words, Krishna's desire, falls on it, the entire world starts rearranging to fulfill that desire. So the entire program starts to get reset, right? So when Narada Muni said that accompanied by his weapon associates, Lord Gauranga will happily take birth in Kali Yuga, these words fell upon the material world. Everything from the demigods downward to from the demigods to the gunas to the entire material creation started to sort of rearrange. And you will see that to accept this entire reality. And this is exactly what Srila Prabhupada also said. Where did he say this? Where did he say this?
Is it during the appearance of Lord Krishna?
Okay.
Everything changed, the planetary systems, the stars, and all
Yes, that's also a very good
repositioned.
point. Yes, very good point. When Krishna will design the entire stars and everything will reposition to take that is there. Yes, very much there.
Even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appeared, there was auspicious moments. The eclipse was there. The whole lot of
Yes.
chanting of Hari Hari was there because the eclipse. Many people went to bathe in Ganges and they chanted the name of the Lord. Very, very auspicious moments.
Yes, very correct. That's also when the entire material world is rearranging. That's very wonderful two examples. And just to add to that, I'm asking if you also look at the next verse. Echana karuna kara deki banayana mora amiya sinchiba kalevarena jaya jaya jagannatha bhakta janera sata nija bhakti kariba pracharena. Please be merciful to me. Please cast your glance on me. Please sprinkle your nectar words on my body. Jaya Jaya Jagannath, accompanied by his devotees, the master of the universe will preach the glories of devotional service offered to him. So, a pure devotee is conveying the order of the Lord, and he is also praying to the Lord to empower his words so that his order and pastimes can happen. And where did Srila Prabhupada do that?
In Market Dharma Prabhu, Kashta Puttade Kuha Kanacha, that might be.
Sorry, where is that?
In Market Dharma Prabhu, while Jalduta Dives.
Yes, at the Boston Pier, when the ship was there, he was also looking into the material what Narada Muni is doing. He was looking into the bleak skyline of America. And what did he say? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and he is the lion guru. And Tava Ichha Balavan Kare Tanadan. What did he sing? He said that his desire will get done. It is his order, and which is the same as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order, that you go to the Western world and preach. And because pure devotee has desired, it will get done. So his desire is very powerful and it will get done. And when that gets done, Radharani will be pleased. And Radharani will be pleased, so Krishna will be pleased. So please empower my words. Right? He specifically says that make my words suitable so that these people who will hear it will become empowered. So he also prays to the Lord for this empowerment, right? Tara ichha balavan paschatya tanatan hoye jate gaure naam Prithvite Nagaradi Asumudra Nadi Sakale Loyanrina. His desire is very powerful, and thus he is causing the holy name of Lord Gauranga to spread throughout all the countries of the Western world, in all cities, towns, and villages on the earth, extended to the oceans, rivers, streams. Everyone may accept the holy name of Krishna. This is the prayer of Prabhupada, and it is very similar to the prayer of.
Prabhuji, again your voice is like.
Is it better now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So, yeah, there is some fluctuation on the internet. So, the same thing Narada Muni is doing, empowered by the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is coming and descending to the world. His words are changing, and this is also something that is very much said. Prabhupada also said this, or it is said by many people, that the history of the world was going in one way. There were hippies on the street, the American, this thing was going in one way. And the words of Srila Prabhupada completely changed. Words of Prabhupada completely changed the history of the world. You will see that. You will increasingly see that. Sorry, I'm just still struggling with this. Okay. So, and you will see there's a scene in even in India, the Indian entire thing was, even after independence, going down. And as soon as people started chanting, people started following Prabhupada's words, everything is changing. Indian economy is growing again, things are becoming different, the world is becoming different. Suddenly vegan things spread, suddenly people are turning to organic. There are many, many things very subtly happening, which is against the course of history. The history was degrading and things. This is the effect of pure devotees' words. And that is what is seen here. And that pure devotees' words, we have already described this, that it contains the saffron particles of dust. And that dust we have already explained in many of the previous verses. When the gopis place the feet of the Lord on their chest, which is burning with love, the kumkum, the saffron thing that they apply on their chest, that is that love, that burning saffron dust is transferred to the lotus feet of the Lord. And when the pure devotees who in the heart have the Lord in their heart, like he has said, Gaurachanda is my life. And when their words come, their words don't come from the mind, from the mouth, it comes from the chitta, and they touch the lotus feet of the Lord. On the lotus feet, pure devotees are always meditating. The Lord is manifested in them. Tava hridayam mahyam. I am manifested in their hearts, and that saffron particles of dust, which has that longing desire of Krishna Prem, when that comes through the words of the pure devotees and enters into the heart of all the living entities, their hearts become blissful. And by that, the entire course of material world changes. And that is what is happening here. And he's saying, so please sprinkle your nectar words on my body. And that is what he's praying to the Lord. By his mercy and by his glance and by his sprinkle of nectar, he will become empowered. And then he is making that prophecy, which is the same prophecy what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made, and also Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj said, you go to the West and preach, that accompanied by his devotees, the Master of the Universe will preach the glories of devotional service. What Lord is going to do now is very different from what he has done in the previous avatars. He's going to come as a devotee. He's going to relish that particular devotional service offered to him, specifically by the gopis and Radharani. And that mood, he's going to relish, and he's going to preach and offer that devotional service, that same service, to everybody else. So he says, the people of Kali Yuga are very fortunate. Why are they so fortunate? This is something that is not available to anybody. See, one can get elevated to higher planets, one can even enter Brahmajyoti. Probably they might even go to Kailash, or even go to Brahmalok or Kailash, or maybe even go to Vaikuntha or go to Dwarka. But this, to be born in Vrindavan is also rare, but in Vrindavan to be entering the place of Rangapuri, the Ranga, where the pastimes with Radharani, the Rasa Mandala, that is impossible. That is impossible even for great devotees like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even for Lakshmi herself, this is impossible. Who is always on the chest of the Lord, who is the consort and who is the energy of the Lord, even she cannot enter this husband. What to speak of ordinary devotees? There is a class, I will project something else. I had very briefly, and I'll just show you, we were talking about it in a different class, that how it is very rare. We were talking from Srimad Bhagavatam. Earlier, we were saying, Mahatmaikantasya Parayanasya Nantam Gunanam Agunasya Jagmur Yogeshwaraye Bhavapadmukhi. Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma cannot, they completely know the boundaries of Krishna's pastimes. This give me 1 minute. So this is the voice still flickering or is it okay?
A little.
It's okay, Prabhu, now.
Now it's okay, Prabhuji. Before.
Okay. So here we were explaining how Lord Shiva was meditating. I'm just using this context to sort of establish how rare it is and why are the people of the Kali Yuga fortunate. Lord Shiva was meditating once on Krishna, and he heard the flute of the Lord. The flute is vibrating all over, but you can hear it only when you are in the proper bhava. When you are meditating deeply, he heard the flute of the Lord that went into his heart, and he became so much, his heart became so much captured. Like Rupa Goswami says, the Brahmar gets captured by drinking the nectar of the lotus. What is that? He prays Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. So they're like that, and he got so absorbed that he straight away went to Goloka, and at the entrance of Goloka, Yogamaya stopped him. He said that no Purusha can enter this place. Anybody who was Purusha Bhava, Purusha doesn't mean the male, the one who has the enjoying propensity, whether you're child, male, female, whatever. If you have the enjoying propensity, you have the Purusha Bhava, the Bhava of enjoying, you cannot enter Vrindavan. So even Lord Shiva was stopped. But then he, requested, begged, and she directed him to Vrinda Devi. And Vrinda Devi said, you take a dip in this Mansarovar, and this will change your consciousness. When he took a dip, he came out as a gopi, right? He came out as a gopi, and then under the orders of Vrinda Devi, he entered the Rasa Mandala, where Krishna was starting to perform the Ras Leela. He just began, and then after a small time he stopped, and he said, there is something wrong. Somebody else come. So go find, he told Lalita Sakhi. Lalita Sakhi, everybody is in the wheel. So Lalita Sakhi lifted everybody's wheel, came back and said, no, there is nobody. All the gopis are there. The only one thing is there is one special gopi who has come who has 3 eyes. He said, call that gopi. So when that gopi came, Krishna smiled and said, oh Mahadev, how come you are here? Then Lord Shiva expressed his desire that I want to participate in this service, in this rasa. And this is the rarest of rare. Please give me this rasa. Then by the recommendation of Radharani, Krishna said that you had a glimpse. You cannot still enter, but you had a glimpse. So you have the service of guarding this Rasa Mandala. So as Gopeshwar Mahadev, you stand outside this Rasa Mandala and you protect this mandala. Like that, in different places in Vrindavan, he has given the place to Mahadev, and as Gopeshwar Mahadev, he protects the Rasa Mandala and the Dham. So this, even it is rare for somebody like Lord Shiva, who's Vaishnava, the topmost Vaishnava, to actually get this rasa and this service, and the same thing is being given to people of Kaliuga, who have who have actually been impressed and who have been actually been doing all sort of nonsense. They are not even desiring this, but it is due to whose desire. I'll just pause this and shift to another place, maybe because it's getting chopped up. यहाँ कथा करना वहाँ पे Hare Krishna, is it audible here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So it is rare even for Lord Shiva to get this, and that is being given the people of Kali Yuga. So Narada says the people of Kali Yuga are fortunate. The people are all fortunate. The Supreme Lord will descend to the earth in a place called Nadiya. And fortunate is Purandara Mishra, in whose home Lord Gauraraja will take birth. In Mayapur, in Navadvip. So there is a Brajavasi verse, right, which says that Yashoda Maya is most fortunate because the Lord who has everything, the entire universe in his stomach, that Lord is in the lap of Yashoda Maya. That Lord who is the condensed Ananda of the entire creation, that Ananda is in the Godi, is in the lap of Mother Yashoda. Similarly, the Lord, of course, as Vasudev and also as Nand Maharaj, he held Krishna in his lap. But I don't know whether he held Krishna and Radharani together. The entire bliss of the world is now in the courtyard of Purandara Mishra. It is also said in a Brajavasi verse that the person who makes the entire universe dance is now, who makes the entire universe play, is now playing in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj. This verse is similar, says that the person who's going to deliver the entire world, who's the bliss of the entire world, is actually born in the house of Purandara Mishra or Jagannath Mishra, same name. And in his home, Lord Gaurachandra will take place. And this place is where is not different from the Dham, which Gauranga Mahaprabhu will descend. And that is something which is there as 9 islands, as Navdeep, and in the center of the lotus, Mayapur, and in that center, the place where Lord takes birth. So, Tardamani is saying that those people are very much, very, very fortunate. And in that section, continuing on this, he is going to sing the glories of the Dham and Gaurachandra's advent and that of all the devotees. So, text 474. Ha 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 bhakta sange hari guna gave range bhajiva mridanga kar talana ye bhuvana chaturdashe varisana prema rashe guna kirtana karibe pracharana. Aha. Accompanied by his devotees, Lord will sing of Lord Krishna's glories. The mridanga, conch shell, and karthala will all sound. The nectar shower of ecstatic spiritual love will fall on the 14 worlds. Lord Gaura will preach the glories of glorifying Lord Krishna. So, when the Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he descends and he starts his Sankirtana, it is said in the previous verses you would have read that every yuga, every Chatur Yuga, Krishna comes. He's the dark person, but is not the supreme personality of Krishna. He is not the same supreme person, Krishna. He comes only once in a day of Brahma, and when he comes in Dwapara Yuga, the next Yuga, Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes. And in the future verses, you will see that explanation. And before also, you will see this. You would have heard this explanation Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Yuge Yuge indicates Dwapar Yuga and the next Yuga, Kali Yuga. So you'll come twice. The same Supreme Personality Krishna will come twice. And when he comes here in this Kali Yuga, he doesn't kill the demons. His weapon is obviously his beauty and the Sankirtana. So he will, when he does the Sankirtan, it is same as the pastimes of Krishna. In pastimes of Krishna, Krishna plays the flute, and the flute attracts everybody's heart with that sweet sound. And that same function of the flute is performed in Chaitanya Leela by which instrument? By which instrument?
Mridanga. Mridanga.
Yeah,
Mridanga.
Mridanga. Specifically Mridanga. Mridanga is presentation of Lord Krishna's flute. And that is why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj also named our in ISKCON also the preaching department is called Sankirtan department. And Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj named the printing press as the Brihat Mridanga. The loud Mridanga which will spread. And if you heard Mridanga, you will see that the din falls on the heart. It starts to vibrate the heart, and everybody, and you see Kirtan without Mridanga, and when suddenly the Mridanga, everybody starts to dance. So this is specifically done by the Mridanga, and like that, Lord Gaurachandra will preach the glories of Lord Krishna. And as said in the next verse, Vrindavana Gunarasa Pranayasya Sarabasa Apane Swadi Dibha Savinam Devanaga Naragane Achandala Savajane Piyabayaha Kori Lobina. So Lord Gaura will personally distribute the power to taste the sweet nectar rasa of Vrindavan. He will give it to the demigods, nagas, and human beings, including even the chandalas. He will give it to everyone. This is the greatest surprise, which is why Namo Mahavadanyaya, the most merciful, because the highest thing. And again, you will read in the next few verses also, you would have read that this is so rare that it is never revealed. In the future, you will see Jagannath asks him to specifically go to the place where Gauranga Mahaprabhu is performing the pastimes, and that rare thing is not even known to the people of Vaikuntha. What to say of the people of the material world? And that thing is being given to everybody, to the demigods, to the nagas, to the human beings. The Paramavadharya is going to happen. And that is what, and this is a prophecy. And by singing this, Narada Muni is informing all the demigods and everybody. And when the demigods and everybody hear this, they become ecstatic. Text 476, Ananda Guna Mangala-Sutra Vrindavana Dhana Prakashanam Sakala Bhuvanapati Janma Lahi Veshchiti Anande Bhuliya Elochana Dasanam. Please hear the blissful and auspicious glories of the Lord. Now the great treasure of Vrindavan is openly manifest. The master of the all worlds had taken birth on the earth. Now Lochana Das is overjoyed with bliss. So this is the treasure. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtan. Right? So this Sankirtan of the name, and this is specifically what the gopis do, call out the name of Krishna, and they have so much longing, so much attraction, so much love for Krishna. And that when Krishna wants to call the gopis, he plays the flute and he calls each cow, each gopi's name. And this Sankirtan, with 108 beats, which are the gopis, when we are doing this japa, or when we are singing Samyak Kirtan, together everybody's souls, everybody's chitta joined together, and all the devotees sing together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, praying to their lordships to engage them in their service in ecstasy. That together Sankirtana is where the love comes together. It's a treasure of Vrindavan. And that treasure of Sankirtana is now going to be given and in the previous verse, he said he will taste, Lord Gauranga will taste the nectar of Radharani's love and then distribute. Like it is said, Shukamukad Amruta Dravyam. When the ripened fruit is touched by the beaks of the parrot, it becomes even more sweet. And the devotional service offered by Radharani, that bhav, when tasted by Krishna and distributed to others, it is Mahaprasad, which will absolutely imbue the entire world. So it is said, Avatarine Gaurachandra Vistirine Prema Sagare. Loknath Maharaj sings this very much. Vistarine Prema Sagare Tena Manjanti Manjad Anye Maha Anarthasa. So when this Prema Sagara is expanded, everybody will drown in this Sagara, and who don't drown in this, they are in the Maha Anartha Sagara of this material world with all the material rasas. So then the Mora Prabhu Re Prana Reya Re Gora Chanda Nare Haya. O my master, O my very life, Lord Gaurachandra has come to this world. Yogindra Munindra Indra Chandra Diloke Suniya Ananda Maya Nachaya Kautuke. Hearing these words, Indra, Chandra, the demigods and the kings and yogis and sages all danced with bliss. Narada Ananda Maya Brahma Eka Tuke Anukirita Amrita Taru Deke Loke. Filled with this bliss, Narada continued his travels. He saw the people were like dead trees, now alive with a host of new sprouts. So when Indra, Chandra, all the demigods became blissful, and when he kept on announcing, oh, my master, my very life, Lord Gaurachandra has come to this world, he has risen to this world, everybody became enlivened. And you can see the history of the universe changing. What was all dry was now coming alive. And this is the experience in Vrindavan also, and Rupa Goswami and others. Rupa Goswami, when he wrote his Vidakta Madhava, everything will dry up. When he wrote about meeting of Krishna, everything in Vrindavan will light up. And similarly, when everybody starts to connect with Krishna, everybody becomes enlivened. And this dead material world, by the descent of Gaura, becomes enlivened. That is shown by the new sprouts, which is coming alive. So, like this, Narada Muni is now going towards the earth. Third in the last section, 479. Enamate Brahmite Brahmite Chambita Dharma Viparya Dekhe Lokera Charita. Returning announced to the world, he saw the people's religious practice were in chaos. Dhanavrata tapasya chadiya sarvajana nija nija karma kare udara palana. Working only to fill their bellies, everyone had turned away from charity, woes, and austerities. Krishna upasana dharma chadila brahmana shatra vaishya shudra chade brahmana sevana. Brahmanas have given up worship of Krishna and religious practice. Sudras and Vaishyas and Kshatriyas have stopped serving Brahmanas. Mata Pita Gaura Chadiya Sabajanes Striyera Gaurava Kare Kaya Vikaya Mane. Leaving respecting parents, a man is respecting his wife with body, mind, and speech. Iha Anumani Muni Janila Nischaya Ye Kali Yuge Ite Nahi Kasam Shaya. Seeing all this, Narada decided this is Kali Yuga, there is no doubt of that. Ya lagiya tina loke goshana padila kare nivedita sei Kali Yuga aila. My announcement fell on the three worlds. Now the Kali Yuga has come. So this is the background of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. You will see that Kali Yuga, the symptoms of Kali Yuga are described. First, the religious practices are completely lost. This is everything we'll explain in two ways. In one sense, Kali Yuga, everybody is left their religious practices and everybody is under Maya. Second, the plan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where all the other dharmas, first by Buddha, then by Shankaracharya, all of that, the first, what was lost, and all these different things, different karma, Khanda, karma, all the things that were done in the Vedas, everything is gone. The place is fertile. Then Ramanacharya came, Madhvacharya came to re-establish devotional service, And finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to come and distribute the pure devotional service, the treasure of Goloka, the Prema Rasa. For that Prema Rasa to come, all these other smaller things had to be wiped out. So Kali Yuga in its Prachanda avatar, and because of Shankaracharya's preaching and Buddha's preaching of Shunyavad and Mayavad, all these Vedic karma kandas, everything was wiped off. And then the only thing that is needed, which is Sankirtana, pure devotional service, is going to get established. So one symptom of Kali Yuga on one side is that religious practices decline. That's also the plan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Second, everybody is working only for his belly. They are leaving all the good work. So no charity, no vows, no austerity. All the three legs of Dharma are broken. The only leg he's standing is also weak. But that is also another symptom. But the other plan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is all this will go away and Sankirtan will become the proper yagna. All the yagna, other austerities, everything yoga, but Sankirtana will become the real yagna. And Brahmanas, once they give up the worship of Krishna, they lose their power. And nobody will worship. People worship Brahmanas because they worship Krishna. They are connecting your worship, taking it and giving it to Krishna. Once they stop that, everybody stops worshipping them, stops serving them, and Shudras, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas have no, without the head, there is no guidance. So this is the third symptom. First symptom, you saw that, religious principles are lost. Everybody is working for the belly. And the third symptom is the entire Varnashrama becomes upside down. Shudras become the leaders and all the others lose power. All of that is seen. And when we say we are not talking about the caste system here, we are talking about people with those kind of mentality, that kind of consciousness. There was never a Vedic caste system. That was just an invention of some of the missionaries to put down the Vedic system. The real thing was Guna Karma Vibhagasha. By the Guna and the Karma, the consciousness and the activities a person is, and a person can change his consciousness, activities, become a Brahmana, become even higher than a Brahmana and a Vaishnava. So there was no rigid caste system based on birth. It was based on consciousness, which is completely changed, which is not different from what is today. You can become a doctor, engineer. It's not by birth. It is by the work you do and the qualification. And the fourth thing you will see, the family. So society becomes upside down, and then the family also becomes upside down. Rather than respecting the elders and the parents, everything is running according to the wife's desire, right? And it's not to say that when it is a wife, we are talking about women. The person, wife is attached to the woman is attached to man, man is attached to woman, and that is what is driving the entire world. The man is respecting his wife with his body, mind, and speech, but is not taking the guidance of elders and others. These four inversions are symptoms of Kali Yuga. No religious principle, everything is about money and filling the belly. The entire societal system of Varnashrama is upside down, and the entire family system is also upside down. When Narada Muni saw these four symptoms, he said, this is Kali Yuga. No doubt, this is the Kali Yuga. And he said, this 484 is very wonderful. He says what we said on the first verse, my announcement fell on the three worlds, Kali Yuga has come. What does that mean? We said that when the words of the pure devotee falls, the world starts to rearrange as a precursor to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya, and this Kali Yuga is going to show its fierce face, though only 5,000 years have passed, still 4,27,000 years. But the Kali Yuga has descended very heavily, because then it will cover all the other religious principles. And when the whole world is lost, like in Grahan, then the moon will arise and make everybody chant, like somebody said in the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this Gaur Kali Yuga, which is still to come, but here it is manifesting, because then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will appear. So Narada Muni says, as soon as I said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come, then the world has started arranging. My words fell and everything started arranged. Kali Yuga has come. Right? So this is the entire thing. So we have seen the power of a pure devotee's words, how it changes And this is something that is in Brihad Bhagavatamrita also. When Gopakumar goes beyond the Brahmajyoti and starts entering Kailash, and Lord Shiva himself comes riding in the bull along with Parvati, and he's in wonder, who's this person? Parvati ji very mercifully gestures to Lord Ganesha, and Ganesha comes and enlightens Gopakumar. And he says that this material world you have crossed, then there is Brahmajyoti, then you are coming to Kailash, and from here, if you are a pure devotee of Vishnu, you should go to Vaikuntha. And who are these pure devotees? He shows. You see these universes he is showing. These were one big universe, small universe. One is 1,000-headed Brahma, another. And into this universe, people are jumping from here. And these are pure devotees who jump into each of those universes to preach. And that is what Narada Muni, that's what Srila Prabhupada, and these are called Bhakti Vedantas. They are the topmost of the Vedic. There is no end to knowledge, Veda. And Vedanta, and if at all there is an epitome of knowledge, that is Bhakti. And those Bhakti Vedantas, who in the epitome come to preach that is the Audarya. They're not just enjoying in the Goloka, but they take Radharani's order and come to preach that, those Bhakti Vedantas. And that is what Narada Muni is. When they come with the order, like Narada Muni has come with Krishna and Radharani's orders, which is Gauranga Mahaprabhu's order, when he preaches, it falls on this world, the entire world changes, Kali Yuga begins, the Grahana happens, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descends, and the stage is set for delivering the entire universe. Not just delivering, but delivering to them the topmost of rasa and delivering them to Goloka, especially into the Rasa Mandala, to serve in the pastimes of Gaurachandra, where now Vrindavan is made by Radharani just for these new devotees to come and serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are very, very fortunate that we could, in brief, because of the lack of time, but very briefly discuss how Narada Muni descends, the power of devotees' words, the glories of Navadip, and the glories of this avatar of descent of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, where he's giving what never was given, and the symptoms of Kali Yuga, and how Kali Yuga is one side, the most fallen age, and the other side, most fortunate age, because here just by doing Sankirtan, you can get the topmost prema and rasa, which you cannot get in any other yuga, which is why all the demigods, all Brahma, Shiva, the Vaikuntha, everybody is starting to descend into this material plane to assist in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in the future verses, you will see a very, very wonderful thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will say. What will he say? I will come and spread the Sankirtan and deliver everybody in this Bharata Varsha. If somebody runs away to faraway countries, leaving this Sankirtan, leaving this without hearing this Sankirtan, then my chief commander devotee will come and go to those faraway countries and deliver all of them. This prediction also you will hear it in the future verses of Chaitanya Mangal. So that wonderful thing is the power of a pure devotee's words, which we have heard today. I'm sorry, we just went beyond time, but thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Narada Muni ki jai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Radha Krishna ki jai. Hare Krishna. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda ki, Pracharak Vranda ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Such a wonderful class, Prabhuji, you give me and give us. I like one thing, that if we want the love of God, we should serve the Lord and His devotees, pure devotees. I like that one. And only that by devotional service, God can please, we can make please the God. So even though in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we see all the time Srila Prabhupada talks about the devotional service, how it is so higher and superior than every other thing.
Yes.
Right? Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, everything. So devotional service should necessary and to please Krishna especially. And you talk about Anantacharya, I like that story, how he did all the service by the order of his spiritual master. So also we should always think about spiritual master, what he talks in his class, and we should follow his instructions. That is, I take it, Prabhuji, so nice. And our Srila Prabhupada, how he came here and he just changed the world. Whatever you say, like that power of the pure devotees words, everything changed, right? So in this earth, even though now in his Kali Yuga, we can see how the people of the whole world, Prabhupada made change, even from the drug from druggish to hippies to happy. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji, so much. So nice. Prabhuji, you have time? So
yeah, we have time. You can take
dear
questions.
devotees over there. Yeah.
And Sunil Prabhu has also put that verse, Yadi papi chadi dharma dura desheya, morasena bhakti bhakta ei betataya. There's almost another 100 verse ahead. If sinful people leave the path of religion, run away to far countries, then my commander-in-chief devotee will go to those places and provide them with my blessings and save them. Which means that Prabhupada's advent is described, and what we are hearing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and it is said ISKCON is the modern day pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we are actually living that pastime, which means it's almost the Chaitanya Mangal, the scripture, the pastime you're hearing is actually what you're living if you're connected with ISKCON. So it's a very wonderful, wonderful time to be on this planet, and this Kali Yuga is the most wonderful time to get this Krishna Prem. Yes, thank you. We can take questions. Yes, Sunil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for so beautiful and interactive class. Prabhuji, as you said that regarding the fell on, like that word came many times, at least 2 times, Prabhu, and you have given many examples also, I understood. But once again, can you explain, Prabhu, like what is fell on? Means you said it is all avenging, like that I understood, but fell on means?
So when you see, when words fall on you, it is, I mean, there are various ways it is said. When something falls on you, when the words fall on you, you start getting a different realization. Finally, the words fell on him, right? It is said sometimes that father is scolding the child, the parents are scolding the child. He is not realizing. Suddenly, the words fell on him. Suddenly, he realized what is being said. So this universe, which is going on in its own course, everybody is degrading. These words fall on them, and everything starts to change. Or to the administrative demigods, and to Mayadevi herself, this falls like an order. That order is always coming from the top, and it's always said to fall on that. When the order comes, the Prime Minister's orders come suddenly, and we here, where I live, Prime Minister was going to come. So as soon as that order came, everything here started to change. They started cleaning the streets. They started, making beautiful, arrangements. Everything was very wonderful. So when the order falls, everything changes. And specifically in the consciousness, because this material world is in material consciousness, when a higher consciousness falls on it, the consciousness completely changes. So the description is that this higher consciousness falls through the words of a pure devotee, and it is called Viplavera, right? It causes a Viplava. Bhagavatam says it causes a complete, revolution in the heart of the material people. That's why the words fall. And that's what we were describing. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Actually, I never heard in that sense, Prabhu, like fall on. I thought it will just heard it. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was new for me.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You can find that verse also where it says that Hridaya Viplava, the Bhagavatam's verse. It says that the words create a revolution in the consciousness of the people of the world. Right? Very wonderful. Any
Yes,
other
Prabhuji,
questions?
thank you so much.
Very wonderful question. Nice question. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanwar Pranam. Prabhu, you mentioned Ganesha, he guided Gopakumaras.
Yes.
Is that in Chaitanya Mangal?
That is in Brihad Bhagavatam. That is in Brihad Bhagavatam. When Gopakumara leaves and beyond this material universe, he goes into Brahmajyoti. Beyond Brahmajyoti, before Vaikuntha, there is the Sadashiva Loka, or the main Kailasha, the real place where Sadashiva lives. Here you will see Mahadev and Rudra. The real Sadashiva lives there. This is before you enter into the spiritual world in Vaikuntha. And like Gopeshwar Mahadev standing guarding the Vrindavan, the entire spiritual universe, outside the spiritual universe, Lord Shiva is standing and guiding in the Sadashiva Loka. And when he enters from Brahmajyoti into that Loka, that's when he sees Lord Shiva. And then there, by the mercy of Parvati Devi, Lord Ganesha guides Gopakumar. That is there in Brihad Bhagavatam.
And the three-eye gopi you mentioned, Shri Bhagavan, that is also from Brihad Bhagavatam?
No, that's not Brihad Bhagavatam. That is in a different story. There is a lot of this is sung in Brajavas, in Brajbasha. They sing that, what is that song? They specifically sing this song, and it is also there in one of the Puranas. I will put that. There is a Brajavasi song which says that, I'm forgetting, says, Vrindavan aa gaye. एक दिन वो बोले भंडारी बन करके ब्रज नारी वृंदावन आ गए. They sing that song, right? So it is there in multiple pastimes in Braja, and it's also there. So it's not from Brihad Bhagavatam.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Dhanwad Pranam. Thank you.
Yes, Sudhakar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanwad Pranam. Once again,
Dhanwad.
beautiful lecture. Prabhuji, just I want to understand, maybe my understanding may be a bit incorrect. What I understood from this Leela is Lord is you personally distribute the power of the taste to sweet nectar rasa of the Vrindavana and to all the people, including the Chandalas, Brahmins. How to interpret that the Lord's statement, or in the current world or in the current day, in the sense that why I'm asking this is that in the sense that so far we all, many of the acharyas today, including the Prabhupada, everybody is saying that we are not even doing a proper chanting, right? Many of the people knows it. So I'm trying to understand, I'm not trying to question it. When Lord says that he came and is giving freely distributing this one, and that is one part. And second, why the second factor, what it confuses me is, we learn that also in Bhagavatam, the nectar of devotion classes, which at least I'm trying to understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhuji. We understand that the love of the gopis or the Vrindavan Brajvasis, like they are in the prema stage or bhakti stage, bhavana stage. Let us say, even if all gopis are not there, maybe some, maybe in the bhava bhakti. And we also, the other point I learned in this is, it's not that easy. Bhava bhakti is durlabh in the Kali Yuga. This is just yesterday also Amarendra Prabhu mentioned, and in the class, and of course we are learning how to really connect all these dots in today's context. I'm like Naradji, yes, he had seen and he felt the very pity for the compassion of the Kali Yugas, maybe in the beginning, and we also know the fact that Kali Yuga is just not even 5,000 years old. And I'm trying to connect the dots, all these dots into the current world.
Yes.
If you can
So your question. Yeah. Go ahead.
My only question is what the Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned, that yes, I'm coming to Kali Yuga and I'm giving freely the pure love, the nectar of the love of the Vrindavan. Which I don't know, which I believe, or I'm thinking that not even the fragrance of that nectar is being currently pursued by the people of the Kali Yuga now.
Yes.
Is it right, my understanding?
Yes, you're trying to reconcile three things. That's what you're saying. A, If I look at the current situation, people are not even chanting properly. They don't seem to have the fragrance of that particular rasa. Second, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or the Lord is giving such a high thing to everybody in this material world without any qualification, right? And nectar devotion, everything else says that this is very, very rare to attain. However, here Narada Muni says that everybody is getting this rasa, right? So how do I reconcile all of this? This is somewhat your question. Did I have understood? Have I understood correctly?
Yes.
Yeah. So, 2-3 things to be said. One, this is the heart of the mother, not the heart of the father. The mother, if the mother wants to give something, suppose the mother has, I'm just making $1 million, 100 crores, or something like that, right? And the mother has hundreds of children. Whom will she give it to? All this treasure, right? First, whom she will give to? She will obviously give to everybody, but whom she will give it to first?
The one who serves her the most, Prabhuji.
That's not, of course, maybe, okay, not wrong,
Who
but
is eligible, Prabhuji? Whom she thinks that she is eligible, she will not give to all.
Okay. What is the mother's heart?
She
Yes.
will give to all, Prabhu. She is kind, not like father.
Who will she give first? Yes.
Who is more desirable?
Most
Who will not,
younger.
who may not misuse the. Maybe she may consider who may not misuse the money in a wrong direction. Maybe
The
we
one,
can.
Her child?
the one who
which
loves
child?
the mother the most.
The mother's heart, you will see that, like, if there are thousands of children, everybody is doing well, but if one child is in trouble, her heart first goes to that child. If one person has something wrong, she will always think of that one child first. She equally loves everybody, but one who's least qualified or who's in most trouble, she gives her love first to them. So if there are hundreds of children, the one who's poorest, who's most unqualified, she will first give the money to them, because mother's heart is that the child should be, she can't bear any difficulty to anybody, any child. So if you look at it from Radharani's heart, Radharani is merciful to everybody. Everybody are there, her children. But who is she most merciful to? Whom does he want to give the love most to? The child who's most fallen and who's most suffering. And there is no child who's more suffering than the child in Kali Yuga. So from that logic of love, that highest thing is first given to the people of, or first as soon as possible given to the most unqualified. So the qualification in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela is to be most unqualified. And this is what I think Vasudeva, somebody prays. Oh Lord, you are Mahavadanyaya, you are most munificent. And most munificent means one who gives mercy to the most fallen. So I am the most fallen. So most of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, and even in Prabhupada's Leela, many devotees who are actually from the spiritual world appeared like hippies. In not everybody, but as hippies in, and you can see some of them today have become, most wonderful, Vaishnavas and gurus, initiating many other people. But they first perform their pastimes like hippies or lost people, and the mercy is given to them. So that is first part of your answer, to say that why is this mercy given to the most fallen? That is the heart of Radharani, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart is not Krishna's heart, that is the heart of Radharani. This is point number one. Point number two, if that mercy is given, why am I not seeing that fragrance? The whole world should be in ecstasy. What is happening here? That mercy comes in a different way. It's very important. The mother gives that treasure not to spoil the child. In giving the treasure, the father also sees that while the mother wants to give all this treasure to him, that the child may not misuse. So he develops the qualities to actually receive this treasure. So by Krishna's desire, Maya creates such a condition that it is called hellish. Kali Yuga is hellish. There are wars, there is this happening, rockets are falling in the head, terrorists are going, and everybody now starts to suddenly get fed up of this material world, which is what happened in America during Vietnam War. The hippies were fed up and they ran into the streets, and then Prabhupada came and gave this frame, but in a way that they actually, he gave the Nam Sankirtan, but that Sankirtan clears their heart, they become qualified, and then they get to the ecstasy. So when this mercy is given, what Narada Muni is seeing is that mercy has already descended, that entire pastime has already started to play, and at the end of, and Prabhupada said 10,000 years, by the end of 10,000 years, everybody will get delivered. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan. And we are seeing the first phases of that plan. 50 years back, there was even the effect was not seen. Now the effects are being seen. At least the devotees who have got the Mahamantra, they are becoming Vaishnavas. Suddenly, in Satyuga, or you go into the time when Ramchandra was there, to find one bhakta, one devotee, a pure devotee, like all the sannyasis, Durvasa, Vishwamitra, they were yogis, they were also devotees, I'm not denying that, but they were yogis, they were jnanis and all of that. They were not acting like pure devotees. But today, if you see in this world, I've practically gone to many cities in the world. Every city there are devotees doing Sankirtan. There is a Govindas, there is spreading of prasad. This was not there even 15, 20 years before. If as a Vaishnava, if trying to follow ISKCON principles, you are traveling some 15 years before, you go to Germany and other places, you had nothing to eat. Today you go to Germany, there are devotee restaurants, right? You can eat prasad. So that change is happening. And especially in few devotees, you can see they are got to the stage of bhava. In fact, there was one devotee in Vrindavan describing when one of the persons he was describing, he's singing 2 kilometers away, it starts to capture the heart. That is bhava. The waves of bhava come and capture the heart. So to your second question, what is being described by Narada Muni is that it is like saying the medicine has arrived. The medicine has arrived, it is being injected into everybody, and within few days you will see that they will be completely cured. What you are seeing now is that they are getting cured. That is the second part to your question on why is that fragrance not being seen, or in other words, it can be seen that this person is already injected. This prema virus is already gone in. Within some time, it will spread all over the thing and it will manifest. Like, for example, if somebody starts to do first sneezing, the doctor can know, oh, he is caught cold. Cold has descended on him. Within 1 or 2 days, he will get fever, nose will get blocked, it is going to be seen. Similarly, the prema has entered within, and you will see those symptoms in the society which you are already seeing. That is the other part of your question. And how to reconcile all of this is to clearly see that what Narada Muni is saying is he has seen the desire of the Lord, and this desire is going to get played out. Like, for example, I work in the media space. So before the movie gets released, we already see that this is the movie. 2 years back, we see that this is the movie that is being made and what is going to happen. So some of us know that this is what is going to happen. But for the other people, the movie trailer comes out, it gets released, goes into the theater. That's when they see it and then they say, oh, this is what has happened. So this is something like that. So by this entire universe is going to be delivered, point number one. They are not going to be delivered without an effort. That is the third part which you said. When this Sankirtan comes, how does it act? It is said in the Bhagavatam that once it goes in, it will clear the heart, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and then the desire for hearing the pastimes and hearing the Mahamantra will happen. When that happens, you will transfer from Anartha Nivritti to Nishta. Then the first rays of Radharani will come into the heart, then Ruchi. From Ruchi, that Ruchi will completely hold you, it becomes Asakti. So that process is going to happen. So Krishna's pastime works both ways. He comes, gives the mercy, but that doesn't mean completely one is unqualified, has suddenly become qualified. He will go through the process of becoming qualified and then he will be delivered. Or in other words, the holy name comes into the heart, cleans the heart, makes that person qualified, and takes him back into that rasa. But this holy name which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving is imbued with prema rasa, so it's particularly merciful. It comes into the heart, clears the heart, fills it with prema, and takes one to Goloka. And that's the process you will see happening over the next 10,000 years. Sudhakar Prabhu, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think what I understood is you're saying yes, the process is happening, but probably we are not able to see in this time because it takes time, right? If I understand you, it takes time. It is not that it's going to happen instantaneously. This is what you are trying to say, right? In next 10,000 years, we don't live even 10, 50, 60 years nowadays. So that's what also mentioned in the Kali Yuga, the qualities of the people, maximum 100 years. So that means it is happening, you're saying, and it is, probably we are not feeling it.
No, I'm saying two things. I'm saying three things, if you understood it. You are right. First, I'm saying that we are already seeing the effects on certain part of the population. I'm saying there are very senior devotees in ISKCON who are already in Bhava, where you can clearly see those effects. That's point number one. So a small part of the population who have actually taken the vaccine for some time, they're already seeing the effect. Point number two, the vaccine has arrived and it is now being given to more and more people. That is also being seen. Three, any doctor can understand that the vaccine is given within 1 or 2 days, he will become happier. So the percentage of population which is in prema will keep on increasing. Now that percentage is less than maybe 0.1% or whatever, but you can still see those devotees. Today you can go to every country and see the devotees are chanting, which was not happening 25, 30 years back. And they are becoming Vaishnavas, they have given up coffee, they have given up tea, they have given up onion garlic. You are seeing those changes already happening. And then you can also see some devotees who are in ecstasy, right? Now, for that percentage to become from 0.1 to 1%, 1% to 100%, that will happen over the next 10,000 years. I'm not saying the same person will have to wait 10,000 years. Prabhupada said this very life you will get delivered. So if you've been chanting for, say, I don't know, 20, 30 years, you would see a vast difference from what your consciousness was before to now from that point. So all I'm saying is it's already happening, but not at that percentage. But those who can see that it is already happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Fact, my question was why the percentage is very low when it is so powerful. And the Lord said freely in Chaitanya Mangala we read, right? That, or at least what I understood is that the Lord came and is distributing freely to each and everybody. So my only question was that what I'm trying to question means I'm trying to understand if it is so freely available, not Durlabh. Now the question, the fact that Durlabh is no more there, as I understand from the Chaitanya Prabhu's or the Narad Muni's version or Lord incarnation. So it can be easily distributed even the Shudras and Chandalas.
Yep.
So that means so that Durlabh factor is no more there. No? So why that Durlabh factor having removed is not seen in the, like, for example, I will take my own case, Prabhuji. I will not talk about general. For example, say I'm trying, for example, as a sadhaka, but maybe I'm a bit whatever the level, I don't know. There are some devotees who really want to, prosper. But if it is so easy, not that difficult, what I mean to say, why it is not happening? Like we all know, I think I'm hearing from many senior Prabhujis of the devotees also, they always say that I'm still not perfect. I'm doing a sadhaka bhakti only. Nobody is saying that, yes, I'm enjoying the prema bhakti. I never had any of the Prabhu or Guru so far in my element. Yes, I'm experiencing the bhava. Maybe there are a few people, as you rightly mentioned, you notice. But what my worry is if the message is that it's very easy and just Harinam Sankirtan is the tool for this Kali Yuga. It's not.
Yeah.
What I mean, it's not.
Is what you're saying.
You know what I meant to say? Yeah.
You're saying why is that effect not evident? Again, I will answer in a very quick manner. This is same as if you remember the COVID period, right? Initially, they said there are no vaccines. Then they said there are a small amount of vaccine is being produced. Then came the announcement is vaccine is available to everybody. Then everybody became happy. But from there, it took another 2 years before everybody got the vaccine. Some other people did not want to take the vaccine. Finally, everybody got the vaccine. And after that, everybody became immune. I don't want to discuss if COVID was real or not. I'm just using that example to say that the doctors and the scientists, the moment they discovered the vaccine, they became ecstatic. Ah, now we got the vaccine. And when the government announced everybody is going to get the vaccine, everybody was happy. But it took 2 years from there for people to actually accept the vaccine, the effect of the vaccine to happen and come out from that point. That is the point I'm making, point number one. Point number two, when you ask personally, why am I not feeling? So, first of all, if you associate very closely with some of the gurus, when you are personally meeting them, they will share with you. I know many senior devotees who share their personal experience, including seeing the Leela, XYZ, and all of that. So, that is one part of the story. But specifically to your question, the first 4 stages, which is Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. The Bhajana Kriya is the longest stage. In that stage, you don't actually feel this ecstasy, you don't feel the symptoms and so on and so forth. In fact, the reverse happens. You feel that there are more and more anarthas. Why does this happen? This happens because there is dust. So it is explained by a devotee that if the room is full of dust, you never cleaned it. One day you enter and start, sweeping. What will happen in the first few minutes? Dr. Bro?
We can also be suspected the
Full of dust.
So you can also be?
No, when we start first time, initially, yes, we have to be careful. We have to take protective, otherwise that dust can affect us.
Yeah, the dust will fill up the entire room. What dust was only on the floor will fill up the entire room. Now, if somebody sees, he will say, oh, boss, it has become even worse. Previously, the dust was at least settled. It was not all over the room. Now it is all over the room. So that is the stage of first initial Bhajana Kriya, dust. But if you keep on sweeping, after some time, the entire dust goes away. That becomes Nishtha. To move from Bhajana Kriya to Nishtha, it takes a lot of time because there is millions and millions of years of dust. Why is holy name so powerful? There was no medicine before this which would completely clear the dust. When that Vasudev Ghosh went to the Brahmanas saying some Muslim has sprinkled water on me, they looked at the Shastra and said, there is no medicine, you have to die and take birth again. You drink hot ghee. But when he went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, now holy name is the medicine, it can clear anything. So that medicine, and as you're doing Bhajana Kriya, when you come to Nishtha, you will feel the first effect, which is given in Nectar of Instruction, which is Davagni. The craving and fire in the heart will calm down. Then Shubhada, then multiple things. And when you get to Ruchi, you will feel the first tinge of ecstasy. Of course, when you eat Prasad or Harinam, you get a small drop of it, but you cannot perceive it. When you get to Ruchi, you'll see the first, effects of ecstasy. So what you're going through now are the stages of, Bhajana Kriya. But like an expert doctor will say, Isko COVID vaccine, I have given him COVID vaccine, he will get all right. Similarly, you have heard the holy name, you're chanting the holy name. The people who know that very shortly, Sudhakar Prabhu, whether it is 20 years, 30 years, it doesn't, but very shortly he will become, you'll get to Nishtha, you'll get to Ruchi, and you will become ecstatic. But Sudhakar Prabhu will feel that I have not made any progress so far. Chanting and the dust is becoming more and more. So is the real effect, is it so easy at all? That is the question that you will ask me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right, Prabhu.
Okay. Any other questions? We already heard way past time, but
sorry, bro. I think it's a long time.
No, that is a very important point. So don't feel disappointed. This process will give rise to the ecstasy, and really that is very easily understandable when you understand the love. When somebody falls in love in the material world, the question after they get married, if you ask them what was the best time, what will they say? The time when we were meeting before marriage, before our marriage got fixed, the first times when we were meeting, that process had maximum love. Once you get delivered, you will see that this process, when you are getting to Krishna conscious, is a very ecstatic time. But at this point, it feels like a very troublesome time from that point. All of this you will realize. What I'm telling you is not theory. It's all you will realize as you get to Ruchi and Asakti and so on and so forth.
Thank you so much, bro. With your blessings, hopefully I will feel better.
Certainly will happen. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire. And in fact, in one sense, last point, Prabhupada once said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he delivered everybody. So then the devotees started asking, then why are we here? Huh? How come we are here? Then another devotee asked this question, that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have delivered everybody in the very second, why is he taking so much time? 500 years after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, nothing has happened. Then Prabhupada said that he has already delivered everybody, but this pastime is left to us. So it's like this, the program is already changed, it is already written. Sudhakar Prabhu will now be delivered to the Goloka. But this pastime, the way it plays out, the best example for this is the person is in the jail. The president has already signed the order to release him. So the people in the ministry knows that this person is going to get released, but for the process for the letter to come to the jailer to process, and finally for them to change the dress and inform him and give, it takes time. But people who know say that this guy is already delivered. So that's what Prabhupada was saying. That pastime will play out in a way that somebody will preach, it's not because of our preaching it's because of Prabhupada's mercy, but that pastime will play out, and suddenly, like you're saying, there are Vaishnavas in all corners of the world, unheard of. Never in Satyuga, never in Treta Yuga, never in Dwapar Yuga as it happened. In Kali Yuga, you have Vaishnavas in every part of the world who are tilak, who are chanting. And what are they chanting? Krishna's name. This is impossible. It is already a miracle if you see it from that perspective. Everywhere this prasad is there. Food offered to Krishna. It was never available in Satyuga anywhere, right? Even they were yogis, they were jnanis. They were not pure devotional service bhaktas. But now everybody is there across the world. So the miracle is already starting to happen. You will see it once you get there from that point.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, I understood. Only I'm just asked this question not for my point. I'm at least my view circle I'm seeing or I have concern at my level. What I see is it's degrading much faster than. That's why I'm not doubting the Prabhu's.
No, you're not doubting, but you're exactly what.
Like similarly, you can say Narad Modi's worry. So I see it's still degrading day by day rather than, that is the point. From that angle, I just asked.
You are absolutely seeing what Narada Muni saw. On one hand, the world is entirely deteriorating. On the other hand, he has already got the message of the Lord. He knows the sprouts are coming in the trees. He can see the sprout. Full dry trees, he can see the sprouts. He knows what is going to happen at the end. But he's just coming in, he's seeing, so Kali Yuga will increase. That is one end. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, because those people who will never chant, who will never come to God, they will also start coming to God. Because missiles are falling on their head, this is for doing. So Kali Yuga will increase and the medicine will also come. Both will happen simultaneously.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you. No problem. Very good question. Okay. Sorry, Prabhu, unless you have something, we can end.
Prabhu, just I want to know, you have mentioned that Vidya Viplava, Prabhu, I couldn't find that shloka, but I found this Tadvat Visarga. Is that the same or it's different, Prabhu? Just want to know that.
No, fine, just send it in the chat. I think it's been a long time now, so I don't want to hold people longer. So we can discuss that offline.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. If your permission, shall we end the call?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very wonderful, beautiful class today, and very, very nice answers you gave to him, the Sudhakar Prabhu. And we are very, very grateful to you. All glories to you. Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Your services, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Caitanya Mangal ki jai. Shri Rachandas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Achintya Gopesh Das Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
We look forward to your assertion very soon.